Hello everyone. So in today's video we are going to cover up communication in everyday life, and we are mostly going to focus on unit 1, right? So as you know, there are majorly it has 3 units, right? And one is additional. So that is your choice. If you want to read it, read it. I'll say read it. So do it, right? So we have 3 units, unit 1, 2 and 3. So today we will mostly focus on first unit, that is theory of communication. So it is a very easy unit. You would be able to, if you would understand it is like so easy. You can get a lot of marks. So yep, first thing that we'll talk about is the concept of communication. Then we will learn about the function, then effective communication, then also we'll learn about barriers and 7 C's of communication. So this is much we are going to cover up. So first one is, what is communication? So the word communication is derived from a Latin language word communicare. Now what does communicare mean? So communicare means sharing, right? So simply it is a process in which we share our information, feeling or thoughts with one another, with one person, from one person to another person. So generally sharing our emotion, feeling and thoughts, ideas, it is communication. Easy peasy, right? Now, in 1970, there was a scientist, communication theorist, yeah. So, his name was Frank Dance. So, he said, like, he was basically doing a research and he said that there are more than 100 definition about communication, right? And it keeps increasing all the time. He also said that it is a special kind of process and it requires two sources. It by two sources is trying to say sender and receiver. Okay, later on we got more theorists also. For example, MT Bears and J.E. Bears. These two people say that communication is a special kind of process and it requires a special patenting language, that we can also say symbolic language. And they mentioned two things in this process. First one, that there should be a symbol that should be shared between both of the sources. Then there should be the association of the symbols and its referment. So that's what they said. A question can come that what is communication, so you can write the whole thing, that from here till here, right? As you know that you need to um, write around 4 to 5 pages at one question, if it would be for 15 marks, right? So yeah, then like in long question you need to write around 4 to 5 pages. So focus on the definition of communication. If you will get the question that what are the barriers of communication, I'll say prefer to write one page about what is communication, then begin with the topic. Because if you will just write about the barriers of communication, you won't be able to write much. So that's why it is good to start giving that what is communication, then explaining about barriers, and then explaining each and every point of barriers in sub points, and then you're like that. So try to focus on that. Okay, so now the second topic that we have, it is process of communication. Now process of communication is very simple. First we have sender. As you can see, the sender is the one who sends the information through a particular channel. It means a language that he sends, right? Suppose if we are doing communication in Hindi, then the channel would be Hindi language. Then encoding the message means what is the message, means whatever you want to say in the message. Then we have receiver. Receiver is the person who receives the information. And decoding of the message. Decoding means basically in this process, like in this part, receiver tries to understand the message. Then feedback, based on his understanding he gives a feedback to the sender, and we only come to know that whether the communication process is success or not through feedbacks only. Suppose if you are trying to say something to me and I gave you a bad feedback or a very fuzzy feedback, then it is clear that I didn't understand whatever you want to say, right? It means the communication process is hindering, right? And it happened vice versa, that it means that communication process is getting succeed. So that's why sometimes there are some noise in the communication. Noise means suppose background noise, suppose the environment is a bit noisy, so you won't be able to deliver your ideas in a very well way. Or suppose if even though you do that, maybe other person would not be able to hear you out of the noise. So that's why noise and all these things, it creates hinderness in the process of communication. So this is what I have explained here also. You can read it out and we will go ahead with other topic. Now we have function of communication. So function of communication, it keeps differing from context to context. It would be different depending on the context that we are talking about. First one is in the individual context. So in the individual context, you can think, suppose what is the benefit of communication for you? If you'll think, you'll get at least 5 points. So it provides you knowledge, right? So it provides us knowledge, then it helps us to be socialized in the society. It gives us like our own individual identity. Then it helps us to promote some sort of things. Then it also helps us for commercial success. So yeah, these are some of the function of communication in individual context. Then we have in social context. So in social context, it provides information, it builds your relationship, then it builds uh, your it provides social transformation and revolution, right? Generally it creates a good impact on in the mind of people, and it fills them with enthusiasm, right? So, yeah, it helps the target subject to an object or services. Suppose someone has some sort of um, target, so they can achieve it, like selling any service and all. Then we have in the organizational level. So in the organization level, it helps you to for the process of decision making. Like you can make your decision quite well. If you will talk to people in an organization, then it is easy to make decision for you. Then it keeps a employee motivated. Suppose if you are giving compliment to your employees, if you are helping them, then definitely it's gonna help them, right? It's gonna motivate them. Then we have, it builds your good relationship between employee and employer, right? That is also true. Then it helps employee to coordinate. They coordinate well because they can talk to each other, they can give instruction to each other, they can help each other. So yeah, it helps them to coordinate. Then it facilitates the basic management process. Yeah, management process is quite beneficial. Plus through communication it becomes easier, right? Then helps to evaluate the performance of employee. So you can you can talk to employees, you can track their process and all. So it also helps for that also, to evaluate the performance of your employee. Then it promotes fairness in the organization. Because you all are talking to each other, you all are helping each other, so it just promotes a healthy environment in your organization. Now we will study about effective communication. So effective communication, first one is objective of communication. So if you want to make your communication effective, then what are the things that you need to do? First one is objective of your communication. You should be aware that what is the objective of your communication, because without knowing the aim, you can just not talk anything, right? Even in friend circle, suppose if you went in your friend circle and they are already talking about something, so you'll definitely know what is going on. Then they'll tell you, okay, this is going on. Then you'll come to know about the topic or about the aim of that communication, and then you'll take participation. If you'll go straight away and you'll start your own topic, that is something that you should avoid. Now we have presentation of your ideas, so your ideas should be precise, and it should be brief, right? There should be clarity in your ideas. It doesn't mean that at one point you are talking something, then on another you are talking something different. So it's more like organization. Presentation should be that ideas. Then medium of communication, you need to have a medium, means language, in which both of the individuals are comfortable. Suppose I am talking to you in Hindi or in English and you are not comfortable in that language, so maybe I should change my language, right? Then appreciate environment. We should always appreciate everyone. As you know, communication is not one way process. Suppose someone is asking you anything, you should ask back, you should do the counter question, you should appreciate, you should be polite, you should show some positive or good non-verbal communication thing like body language, eye contact, and all. Their paralinguistic feature. So paralinguistic feature, it means non-verbal communication, means your body language. Suppose if you are talking to someone, you should look, you should try to make eye contact, because when you make eye contact to any person, it generally refers that you are a powerful person or you have good confidence. So yeah, then you can work on your voice modulation. Suppose if I'll speak in a high pitch, that will be more like a warning. So don't do that. And your facial expression, it shouldn't be that dull face, so you should be smiling and all. Now we have feedback. Feedback is very crucial. Suppose you are the one who is dominating the communication and there are other people and they are watching you, so it suggests that he or she is not enjoying the communication process. And feedback, you'll come to know that whether the person is enjoying whatever I'm talking about or not. Suppose you, if they look at here and there, so it means they are not enjoying the conversation. Suppose they are looking at their watch, it also means that they are not enjoying the process of communication, right? Now, types of communication, so that we will discuss in another video. Yeah, for today this was only because I'm suffering from cough. It is so hard for me to speak. uh, I'll definitely upload other videos also. That's it. Study well. That's what I have to say. And yeah, study well and stay happy.